Hello, fellow pixel freaks. This is Chris, and today I'm talking about a game called Sine Mora. This is a shooter game, or a shoot 'em up as it's more commonly known, that came out on Xbox 360 about a year ago. Since then, it's come out on PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and then more recently, iOS and Windows. Android seems to be the last platform, or at least the latest platform, to get this game. I'm kind of hoping it'll show up on Ouya because it's a really cool game, but there are some issues with the Android version. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, and I'll break it down for you. So while a lot of the mechanics in Sine Mora might be very conventional, the story is not. Now, while a little bit convoluted, the story seems to be centered around a team of pilots that can travel through time, and they go through time destroying these different bases, which this creates the core mechanic of the game, and that's time. See, in Sine Mora, you don't actually have a health for your plane, you have just a time limit to beat the level. If you get hit, seconds are reduced from that clock, and if you kill an enemy, seconds are added onto that clock. So you go back and forth, increasing time and decreasing time, all the while the clock is actually running as well, and hopefully you can defeat the level before the time runs out. Each level in the game is broken up into different sections where you play as each one of the different pilots in that level, and you'll go through a regular stage, and then you'll beat a boss, and then you'll flip to another character. And that's one of the most amazing pieces about Sine Mora, the bosses. Each one of them is a colossal monstrosity that needs to be disarmed and dismantled in order for you to proceed in the game. The level of detail on each boss is nothing short of awe-inspiring and is probably the primary draw to keep players coming back to play over and over again. In fact, it's not just the details on the bosses that's really awe-inspiring, the graphics overall for the game are very good. All of these scenarios and enemies, everything is done in 3D graphics, though you do operate on a two-dimensional plane. Despite this, there are some transitional phases where you'll wrap around a building or something like that, and the game will show how beautiful the three-dimensional graphics are, but unfortunately you can't really enjoy them to the full effect unless you could see them in 3D. This made me really wish that I could play this game on a 3DS, but for the moment, I'm stuck with Android. Which brings up the unfortunate problems with the game on this particular platform. First of all, the controls. So rather than doing transparent overlay controls, which you see in most games today, they decided to do a blocked off opaque bar at the bottom where all the buttons, including your guns on the bottom right hand corner and then your steering in the bottom left hand corner, would be laid out. This makes the gameplay screen much shorter, and it makes it quarantined off on the top of the screen. Now, on a tablet, it's not too bad, but when you're playing from a phone, this can take up a decent amount of the screen, and it makes the experience a little bit less enjoyable. Now, there is a way to mitigate this, and there are 3 different control types that are offered in the game. One of them is called Relative, which allows you to pick a spot on the screen and the ship will follow your finger. Unfortunately, it doesn't work as well as it probably could, and it really made me A, want transparent controls still, and B, really want controller support. For some reason, they didn't put controller support in this game, and the game sorely needs it. And that's not just to win back some of that screen real estate. The existing controls are actually really poor in addition to taking up that screen space. I'd really like to see them rework the controls to make them a little bit more precise, and then make them transparent, and then on top of that, throw in controller support as a really nice feature. So overall with Sine Mora, I was really impressed, and it was really unfortunate that I didn't like the controls as much as I did. The game goes for $6 currently. My recommendation is that you check out this review and you weigh it for yourself and decide if you'd like to buy it. I have heard that they're going to add controller support, so that's a really cool thing. If you do have a controller or are going to own one in the future, buy this game for sure. $6, totally worth it. If you're not going to have a controller, you might want to wait and see if they redo the controls because it is kind of annoying. That all being said, you add all the factors up, smash them together, kick it in the balls a couple times, and you end up with a Pixel Freak score of 83 pixels out of 100. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this has been Pixel Freak.